Here, and I did not trade yesterday, but I figured I'd make a video today. I wanted to get out of the house a little earlier. Again, I'm on vacation, so I did not make a video yesterday because I didn't really need to make a video yesterday. I did not trade, but I figured today I'm gonna pretty much tell you, go over what happened, what my idea of my process was before I realized that there was news yesterday, and I literally missed it by like an inch. And I swear by that, I was about to hit the buy button like right before that whole move had happened yesterday morning. So basically let's just go into what had happened. So if anyone is new here, what I do is I trade the 15-minute orb strategy. So I use a 15-minute high and 15-minute low, and then I take the 5-minute time frame, 5-minute candle, and I wait for a closure. I wait for an engulfing candle above either the higher high or the low, below the lower low, and that's how I make my entries. Also, obviously, depending on confluence, depending on the second candle. So what we're going to look at here is we take the 15-minute, which is, where's the 15-minute? It would be helpful. All right, 9:30. So I take the higher high, and then I take the lower low, which actually, as you guys can see, I already had that up from yesterday. So what I was waiting for was, so we switch to the 5-minute. All right, so that was the 15. We're gonna switch to the 5-minute, and we're gonna go to 9:30. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what happened, because it was a bat crazy move, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why I didn't make the trade in a minute here. But basically, as we can see, right, it had made, let's see. Oh, apparently I might have been off on that one. Wait, hold up. I need to go back a minute and make sure I actually did that higher high right before I tell you guys something stupid. All right, no, so 9:30 to 9:40. Okay, so apparently higher high is right there. So as we can see, 5 minutes. Let's see, where did we close out of? Sorry, it was such a big dang move yesterday, man. I couldn't even believe it. Never seen it move up that fast. As you guys can see, what I was looking at, right? So as you guys know, at the moment I see an engulfing candle above the higher high, I normally will wait for an entry, right? I was waiting for that second candle. And I did wait for that second candle, right? So I saw the second candle making a red candle. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna wait and see what happens, because sometimes, again, we can see it come all the way back down to that lower low, and it either will go right back up again, or it's gonna come just a complete 360 and stomp everyone out that was gonna do the move I was gonna do, right? That was in it for a buy. I was personally waiting for a buy because of how it was moving yesterday. Again, based off your edge, based off of experience, you start to notice these things, right? But I was waiting for it. I remember I was about to enter right at 23,246. I'm dead serious. I was about to enter, and as I did, all I saw was a fly up, because I was about to enter about 70%. I was basically waiting around this area because I was going to put my stop loss right here, just because I had a feeling it was going to fly up, and I missed the entry, at the end of the day. And I saw it move up friggin' $200, $300 in a matter of like, I don't even know, what was it, 10 minutes, 5 minutes? So it was so fast, dude. I've never seen something move that fast in the market I've seen it before, not that fast though. I feel like it moved up so dang fast, and the one thing I want to make a video about and tell you guys why I didn't take the trade was because you never want to chase the trend, to that extent, right? So chasing a trend is like, for example, if it's an uptrend and you want to go up with it, that's a different story. But when you're seeing a market move extremely volatile, I've made that mistake before, especially when the market was absolutely crazy, like 7-8 months ago, where like we were seeing these crazy volatile swings, it was like flying up, flying down, flying up. I remember I would go, on my, evaluation accounts right back like 7 months ago, and I would hit the buy button and my account would be blown in 2 seconds. I'd be like, oh, wow. It's chasing something out of the FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. And as much as I wanted to do that yesterday, I held myself back. I was like, I'm not going to do it. There's no point. I can come back in on Monday, and just trade how I normally trade without the news, and like I had the risk of losing money, and like that's something for me I'm all set with. So I ended up not making the trade. But if I did make the trade, or if I had hit the buy button right there, your boy would have had all his take profits hit in a matter of like that. It was that fast yesterday. The moment, I think it's that Powell guy, whenever he speaks, friggin' market goes crazy, whether it's a good or a bad thing. But at the end of the day, I would have been in it for the right approach here, because I would have been in for a buy, obviously, because again, we saw the closure above that high. But with the news and stuff, you just don't know. Sometimes you can see that and all of a sudden tank, but then your stop losses get hit, or even worse, sometimes it doesn't stop you out in time and you blow your whole damn account. And like that can happen. It's happened to me. I know it's happened to thousands of people out here. People who were in there for a put, and waiting on the way down, they immediately got stopped out. Immediately. And they probably ended up losing more than they wanted to, because their friggin' stop loss got hit so fast and it was flying past their stop loss. So it's one of those things, man, where the one thing I really wanted to talk about in this video alone is do not chase those, like, do not have the fear of missing out, right? That's one thing I had to really work past with my psychology is is to not jump into something just to jump into something. That's something I feel like I used to do a lot, and I've learned, over months and months and months of trial and error, realizing that it never got me anywhere. Like yesterday's would have worked out great, right? But there's been so many moments in the market that just because the market's moving somewhere fast does not mean you just jump in to jump in. And like I had every bit of proof and confluence that I knew this strategy was gonna potentially, again, like you're never gonna know for sure, but we saw the closure. That was the first thing. Second candle kind of gave me that issue of like, oh, I don't know if I really want to take this trade just yet. And I was waiting for a buy, but I'm not going to jump in it just because the market's moving crazy. Like that's the whole thing, is that, as a trader, you have to learn how to, kind of stay out of things. And like for me, this was one of those ones where I wanted to stay out of it. And I waited all the way up to about right here. I was thinking about jumping in for a buy right about here. I didn't like how the market was moving. And like for me, some people, oh, wow, you suck. Well, I guess I suck. For me, I saw it come all the way down here, and it was moving so volatile at that moment. Like it was just fly up, fly down, fly up. I was like, I'm all set. I'm a part of it. And I stayed out of it. So I did not make a trade at all yesterday. I didn't lose any money, didn't win any money. It is what it is. I'm going to come back in on Monday, and hopefully we see some kind of not crazy moves like that, because it's just, I don't really like trading those kind of days. I really don't. But yeah, I figured I'd just be extremely honest with you guys, tell you guys I did not make any trades yesterday. For anyone who, was watching my videos consistently, it is what it is. We're going to move on from it. We're going to learn from it. And I think that was honestly the best thing I could have done in that moment, was, especially if you're not very sure of what's happening, not just to hit buy and not just to hit sell. It's very important. And like even right here, where this is kind of where I was thinking about making another buy, I kind of like, obviously you kind of wish you did, right? Because the moment we saw the closure up above this in the 5 minute, I would have went in for a buy and just held it all the way up to there. But again, I was not sure what was going to happen, and I like to be extremely, or at least like 75 to 85% sure that I'm making the right move. And if I'm not making the right move, I'm not going to make that trade. And if I don't think I'm making that right move, even if it's like 70%, and like yesterday was more of like a 50-50, like, ooh, we have a lot of buying power, but I've also seen extremely high buying power get shut down very quick in this market. You don't know. They could completely have everyone in the buy and all of a sudden flump down $200. You don't know. You're not going to know until it happens. So I stayed out. But yeah, we're back at it on Monday. So make sure to hit that notification bell. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on this content. Don't miss out on these videos. Listening to a stock guru like me, who's not a stock guru, $700 course down in the description. I'm going to tag that along in every video. I'm not selling you guys a course, but I will see you guys on the next video. Not a financial advisor anyway. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you guys made trades, what your trades were yesterday. Hopefully you won. And hopefully you joined before I did, and you would have won completely if you were in for a buy and you listened to my strategy in the first place. An idiot like me. So I'll see you guys in the next video.